Here we are, the end of week 4, and everyone that had given their prayer circle for Trey Lance and were mocked, not by me. I don't mock for injuries, but some of us got a dose of our own medicine this week, and I no longer have Javonte Williams on 173% of my lineups. So that's that. And we are going to talk about it. We're going to talk about the Javonte Williams injury. Maybe not. I kind of don't want to. It kind of sucks. Really. Let's be real about it. But I have Numi here with me. We're going to draft the resurrection team. And yeah, that's going to be it for today's show. We're not done. We're going to start now. Bye. You see this? I didn't even bring him on stream because he has me so flustered. Like right before we went live, Numi felt it was necessary to needle me a little bit about Javonte Williams, who's dealing with a very serious injury, and we should all be hoping that things go okay for him. But no, Numi had to throw the needle in. Can you explain yourself?
Oh yeah. Well, I just had to basically bring up the fact that I think you said it earlier in the week. Like, are we locking Javonte Williams or in the Spike Week Discord for DFS? And then you put in there, oh, what can go wrong? I have joke or not, but I have him in 150 lineups. What can go wrong? And then only for him to tear his ACL and MCL. So
no,
basically,
I literally had him in 150 lineups.
Well, if we should just ask you who your lock of the week is, and then we will make sure not to have any exposure to them.
Just not do it.
Yeah. So that's the thing I know.
Except week 1 every year. My lock of the week on week 1 has hit like the last 5 years, and I always print money in week 1, and then this happens. Then I get Javonte Williams, who I have in 150. I have him in over 150 because what I did this week in DFS is I play my single entry stuff on DK. Mm-hmm. I do like the $200 whatever it's called, SPY, and then I do the $100 early only. So I didn't have him in the early only just because he played the late game, right? So still lost, still got wrecked. Yeah, this was not. Thank God for parlays is what I'll say. I hit 2 like 3 and 14 parlays that like basically recouped most of my DFS entries this week. So we got bailed out by that. Almost lost one of those because we money lined the Packers on one of those, and the hometown team tried to screw me.
Yeah, you said, I saw your tweet setting back football like 60 years or whatever, and then all of a sudden Aaron Rodgers throws his 4th pick 6 ever, and the Patriots are making a game. I'm just like, dude, this guy is on a roll right now today.
Yeah.
Like, you weren't wrong. You weren't wrong. They were setting it back. That was some tragic. I mean, the Packers, Aaron Rodgers had his worst first half of his career, like a passer rating of like 11. They had to play Zappy. You know what I mean? Like, was not a. That was the game of the week, I'm pretty sure they had on there, and that was not fun.
So. Well, they should have played Zappy from the beginning. Like, he should have been in the game plan to play because, again, not to rehash old news, but you learn nothing by playing Brian Hoyer, where you can learn.
Brian Hoyer isn't the truth?
He's been around almost as long as Brady at this point. So let's get into the Javonte injury. Do you have any takeaways from it? Are you looking at Melvin Gordon differently going forward since he can't stop fumbling? Is Boone the play, or do we? I think they're going to trade for somebody.
Possibly. I think Boone. I like Boone a lot. I think the gut reaction when they signed Murray from the practice squad was, and then you see the reports, and the Murray hasn't. Again, we're repeating the news. Murray hasn't fumbled in how many snaps? They don't trust Gordon for that. Like Boone. They have all of this. They could trade for someone. This could be the blessing in your Dearness Johnson disguise. You know what I mean? Like, I think they're going to let it ride and see how it works. And if it's just that bad, you know what I mean? If Boone and Gordon can't get it done and whatever of left is, I really think Latavius Murray had just fresh legs, and that's why he looked really good. And our defense is in shambles. So you combine that together, and he looked good. Can Latavius Murray hold up for a whole season at his age? We'll see. But yeah, I don't know.
But
I think
there
Boone
might
might be
a terrible 3-man timeshare here where
100%.
Boone and Gordon are getting a lot of like,
Yep.
the outside stuff, and then once you get within the 5, Latavius Murray just
There
gets the
comes Tay
ball,
Train. Yes,
and you're
sir.
just like, dude, what is going on? So I'm not touching it for a bit until we kind of. I know, like, you want to be ahead of things, but this is one of those ones where
in
I'm
terms
like,
of DFS and all that, and even these resurrections, it's you're gonna play. I mean, in resurrections, you're gonna play the ADP game. I mean, that's what I would do. But like, yeah, I this is what basically like when the Patriots had Ty Montgomery, and even still with just their 2, it's a mess. The Patriots and Broncos backfield are like looking at each other. That Spider-Man meme, like we're the same. Like we're both gross. We don't know. Like good luck picking who's going to be the one that game. Like it could be someone, but good luck choosing. So,
but by the way, Damian Harris is getting 2 touchdowns this week, just so you know.
Okay. I will say, I know you said gruesome injury, but did you watch any of that London game or see the injury to our first round pick, Lewis Seen?
So I don't recall.
You don't want to if you did. Yes, he had a compound leg fracture.
No,
that
thanks. Don't want to see it.
Yeah, everyone on the entire both benches immediately were on the field.
Oh, I remember
like it was, yeah. So, I mean,
yeah,
I get like when you
remember
talk
him
about
getting carted off the field, but I didn't see the injury, and good because I don't like seeing that stuff.
No, it was bad. It was bad. It was like right after seeing Tua with his fingers, and then all of a sudden I see that I'm like, why do we watch this game? Like this is queasy, man. Like it was tough. Like it was. He's getting air casted, and oh man, but not to go on that, but yeah, so just when I heard bad injury, it's just like that was just terrible to watch. But
yeah, I mean, but it happens in all sports. I remember watching like a college basketball game where the kid was just running down.
Kevin Ware for Louisville.
Like, why am I watching? What just happened? This is the grossest thing I've ever seen in my life. So you have that. You have Cordero Patterson going on IR as well over in Atlanta, which doesn't seem. I can't tell based on the reports. It doesn't seem like it's overly bad. Like I don't think he's gone for the season. But this gives Algier a chance to come in and actually do something.
Caleb Huntley, too. I'm pretty sure. Whatever Caleb Huntley is.
Right. But I think like this is your chance to finally see what the rookie has instead of like leaning on just
for sure.
Tons of Cordero Patterson. So I'm excited for that. I can't wait to see like what these guys are doing in resurrection drafts because we were talking about this before the stream.
Lordy.
You've done 0. I've only done 1. And I want to talk through it. Is there any other injuries that we want to hit on?
I guess so. It's the you have I guess Jonathan Taylor. We still don't know what we know that they came back negative. We know that he's in a boot. We just talked about it on the Badge Bro stream. Mark noted that in a boot has a range of outcomes of either they have him in a boot because they don't want to, they're still doing tests and for further damage, they don't know what's going to happen. Or in a boot is like he's out for like 2-3 weeks immediately and they don't like, they know what's coming, they know that, but like we got the Adam Schefter report. So that's one thing that's just really interesting to me. Not that I would really probably be depending on draft position. I wouldn't be drafting a running back. But that's one of the injuries I know. I'm trying. That's the one thing. As soon as we were talking about that, just trying to go up and down here and see.
And they play Thursday, so like I think there's a 0% chance he plays Thursday at all. Like it's silly if he does.
The reason why we were talking about it is because of that Sunday contest, and like it locks tomorrow, and it's only that game, and then London. So it's like he was going undrafted, so like the leverage in there, and yeah. But in terms of others, I guess DeAndre Swift, Amon-Ra, but they look to be coming back most likely after the bye.
The other one is who the hell's playing quarterback in New York for the Giants, right? You got Tyrod hurt and Daniel Jones hurt.
Yeah, I wasn't looking too much into Daniel Jones. I guess I should do that more.
They're bringing in Jake Fromm because they're a little bit worried.
With it suffered an ankle injury. So they're optimistic in play. So I guess that's the one thing. The thing that is optimistic they can still play makes it be like, okay, it's not like not draft him on ADP because he has an opportunity to go on the IR. I mean, unless they just are just saying that, then all of a sudden he does go on the IR. Dak, he's coming back, so that's interesting. I'm just trying to see where he is in ADP. He is 104. So that's some interesting stuff. Yeah. Other than that, so you have Crowder breaking his ankle. So Khalil Shakir is interesting, who's 213 ADP. So that's an interesting little thing there. So he played last week, and I don't know if he's going to start getting more snaps. I'll have to look into like snap shares and all that specifically towards that. But
Right.
yeah, just trying to think of injuries off the top of my head. I don't know if you have any more.
Well, I think what we can do is we can actually just jump in this draft in as we're drafting players. We can talk through it.
Perfect.
So once again, let's just enter just because I don't know how long it's going to take to fill this. I've only done one of these. Who knows? Oh, looks like we only need one. So
Bless.
nice. So that works out. Let me.
Two. They said, screw it. We don't want to be in your. We don't want to be in this draft with you
Like,
guys.
not a stream draft. Not doing that. How's that look for you? Can you see that?
Yep, I'm good.
Okay, maybe I'll bring it a little more, make it a little easier to see. Yeah. So I've done one of these, and that's why I'm not bringing up an overlay or anything because it just it adds no value at this point in time for me with not having like a portfolio of teams. So that's what we're just going to look at it. We're just going to do this raw. We get the third pick.
Oh my gosh, I wanted the 2 so bad.
The 2 would be great, right?
Get Jefferson. Yeah, for the brand, yeah, it would be great for the brand. Even the 1, I would lobby for. No, I'm just kidding. I
would take Jefferson at 1. I don't care. Like it's fine. So let's look at this list. It goes right now. It's Kupp, it's Jefferson, Diggs, Barkley, McCaffrey, Taylor, which he must be falling. Mark Andrews. Here's what I wanted to point out. Okay, so this is settled a little more, but still.
Wow, that's crazy.
Lamar at 9-ish, Josh Allen around 10, and Jalen Hurts at 15. So I was kind of harping on this in the offseason where I was like, quarterback is changing in fantasy. People are starting to realize that these quarterbacks have a ceiling that quarterbacks 10 years ago, 5 years ago didn't have. And they are absolute game changers. So I knew they were going to keep moving up the board. I didn't think we were going to get 3 in the first round. I'm not going to sit here and thump that, like, be like, I told you guys it was going to happen. They were going to be first rounders. No, I was not on that train. I was more on the, they're just going to move up. Like I thought next year we might see like 3 or 4 in the third round or something like that. Some in the second round. Mm-hmm. Are we going Diggs here?
Yeah. Yep.
All right. So let's go Diggs. While we're doing that, I just kind of want to look through this before we bring the board up again. So we went down to like right around Hurts. We're seeing Henry, Eckler fall. Amon-Ra is a second rounder. Mahomes is right there in the second round. So we're seeing lots of wideouts. Mm-hmm. The running backs are falling for, based like the ADPs right now. The first one is a 4, 8, 8, 13, 17.
So it's basically 17. A ship chasing draft. it's just basically.
That's what the ADP is turning into.
Yeah.
So if this continues for next year, and maybe it'll balance back a little bit just because you'll still get some pushback, but 0 RB teams have been the way this year for the most part. Mm-hmm. I mean, let's bring the board up. Which of your first rounders have really been hitting? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think isn't the leader of Best Ball Mania the ZRB team?
It is. Let's do this. Actually, that doesn't work. What do I want to do here? I don't know. I don't know how I want to size this screen right now. I haven't had to do this in a while.
You've been it hasn't been a thing for you have to do. You've been able to talk about your teams, take a little break.
Exactly. That's
perfect. That's a great one. That's awesome. Yeah, that's just
why is that even why is that an option? Who wants to do that?
Could you imagine if that's what someone came into? They just saw that and went, nope. Don't know what this show is.
So we'll do it like this, and when we actually pick, it'll be a little more difficult for people to see the players, but that's fine. This is what we'll go with. So let's kind of look at this board right now. So we see that Lamar goes 5th. The quarterbacks seem to be falling a little bit further than normal, but like you're getting Jamar Chase at the 12th spot.
Yeah,
which
you're just salivating over that. You love it.
I
Yeah, it's
mean,
good.
even Tyreek at 11 right now seems really good.
Yep.
Um, Mark Andrews in the first round, Travis Kelce. Oh my God, Nick Chubb went 7 overall in this draft. I kind of get it. I wouldn't do it, but like
It's like,
if
what
you're
happens if Kareem Hunt scores like just 2 of those touchdowns or like just eats
right,
into any of that? Like, it's just funny.
yeah. But now we see that quarterback run. Look at you just first 3 picks of the second round is Allen, Hurts, Mahomes. So the texture of these drafts is
Holy crap! Is that where they are in ADP?
they're close there, but look at this, and then Herbert
20.
goes
Oh
right
my
after.
gosh.
Yeah, so it just this changes drafts
Yeah, this is like we're
dramatically.
playing in like a QB premium league right now or something. Like not even just a super flex, like it's just like QB premium or something.
Right.
Like
Like you would think so, but again, I think this might be a little crazy, but at the same
even
time,
Kyler is at 43. Goodness.
yeah. So quarterbacks with
Wow.
the upside are a premium right
Is
now.
is this still the same? Like it's 18 rounds?
Yeah, it's 18 rounds still.
Okay.
Yep.
Man.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
you can't
different.
get a quarter. There's I mean, there's Jared
Oh,
Goff at 116. I get it. I mean, I know he's been, yeah, but that's
so we are on the clock. Do we want a Monra? Do we want to go CD Lamb here? Waddle, Higgins?
um yeah, I mean I could do a Monra.
Yeah, I don't think his injury's overly significant. I think he's going to be fine. So I'm fine
Yeah, I
with a
mean, and
Monra.
we're drafting. What does it start? Week
Week
what?
6, I believe.
Yeah, we're fine. That's fine with me.
Yeah, so gets a little bit of time to rest, comes back.
Yeah,
I'm
they have
fine
their
with a
bye week
Monra.
on week 6, maybe. So maybe it's on week 6.
Oh,
Um,
even better.
so yeah, either way, I know it's coming soon. So or coming like now or something. I don't know when it is, but
Yeah,
let me
so
see. Now I
we're
need to
not
figure
looking
it
at
out.
quarterback here. Not really looking at tight end here. Are we just pounding wide out? Is that something you're interested in?
Very much so. Yes.
So I don't know if CD is going to fall to us. That's where I would like to go. Oh, Kirk goes. Kirk was going to be the option that I threw out there. I'm like, Kirk's right there. Maybe we go Kirk. But
I would, if he falls here, I would
uh,
advocate for CD.
yeah, CD's where I was going. I mean,
Yeah, I
I was
love
just
it.
going to say we either take CD or Evans, whoever's left out of the two. I was going to be
Yep.
fine with.
Yep. Either
Uh,
one. That's why I would lean towards CD, but I mean, yeah, for sure, you can't be mad at either of those.
yeah, I mean, so right now we start our team with Diggs, Amon-Ra, and CeeDee Lamb. I don't hate it at
Nope.
all.
No,
Like
not at all.
it's fine.
For it's man, that's just so funny.
Yeah,
This is where you literally get to prove like where would you be drafting them next year? I guess, and it's only after a sample size. You know what I mean? But that's
right.
just it's funny to see Amon Ra go even that high up there.
I'm just really curious as to what these QBs are like. I've been talking about it since February, and I'm sorry I keep harping on it, but like just the QB movement over the last year is just insane, and then we just see it culminating in this resurrection draft. I can't imagine that this is what's going to happen next year in the drafts before the season. But I don't think it's going to be like this year. It was the 5th round, right? You got Josh Allen in the 3rd, and then everyone else was in the 5th.
Yep.
You might see Allen in the 1st going forward, and then it's going to start 2nd, 3rd round for these guys.
Yeah, that might be. I don't know. That's gonna be tough
It's
because I
it's going
know.
to have to change how you draft.
Yeah, we just have to adapt to how it's going. So
Right.
I guess it's yeah, it'll be interesting to see. I guess the whatever they call goodness the post like the first tournament that was after basically kind of like before the Super Bowl, but
Hmm.
after the season. The I think the big board
Yeah, the
maybe.
big board. Yeah.
Yeah, so I'd be interested to see what that looks like.
So some of the
Right
names we're
after.
seeing go in the 3rd round. So this is interesting. Now that Hopkins is not going to be out as much, he's going in the 3rd round, which I think is significant because that team needs Hopkins badly.
Yeah,
Um,
I think I saw he was someone in when his first is like he was a great like pick because he was going a lot lower. I don't know what
mhm.
his ADP was.
Dalvin Cook goes at the end of the 3rd round,
Huh.
along with Najee at 401. So that's pretty interesting. Like we're just seeing the reevaluation of some of these first round guys. Eckler, a second round pick, Alvin Cook, a third, Najee in the fourth. Like these were guys that were going with premium picks, usually right at the end of the first, early second. So these guys are moving around. And the people taking their place are wide receivers. Devontae Adams, though, feels off. He's having a pretty decent year, and he goes mid second.
Yeah, I think it's just because he had those two. It must have been. I mean, because I'm looking at ADP right now, and I can see that DeAndre Hopkins actually started out. This is courtesy of the Spike Week tool, where you could go to ADP, and it started when it opened. He was at 78, and now he's all the way up at 33. So I think it just has to do with the people's recency bias, where they saw he had that explosion week game, and then he had two duds. But I mean, duds. I mean, I think they were duds compared for him. And then he came back and had a pretty decent game. So yeah, it's probably just those 2 weeks. Say people had 2 weeks to adjust in ADP. That's what I'm assuming. So
James Robinson at the 405, Dameon Pierce at the 406, Kyler goes. So this if you're not in these, like grinding these and have done 20, this for me, it's just so wild to watch this unfold. Like James Robinson in the fourth round feels woof. I like him enough. Olave goes in the fourth. So this is so different. And it should be, obviously. I mean, we've seen how everything is starting to unwind.
yeah.
So we have Kamara at the top of the board right now. I'm not a big advocate for Kamara.
I'm not a big Kamara guy either.
We could look at Godwin.
But with Andy Dalton, it's just interesting. I don't know how long they go with Dalton.
Yeah. There's Godwin. There's Devonta Smith. We got 10 seconds.
You choose this one. You choose this one. Whatever you think. Right. I'm good with whatever.
Let's take Godwin. I think that we are going to see a different Tampa Bay soon. I think they are just kind of trudging along for the moment. Brady's one of my favorite quarterbacks this week on a Tuesday. I got to relook at everything, but just that Atlanta matchup, I really like that. What are we missing on Kamara? Why is he falling to the fifth? Like I'm not even a Kamara guy. Is it because he was out week 4? He's close to playing. Like
I think it's just because of basically can Alvin Kamara be Alvin Kamara in that offense is what people probably like.
Yeah, but does he need to if he's your 5th round pick?
I mean, he has not been doing anything.
I know that. Yeah, that's
like he's not. You know what I mean? That's the thing. Like people are seeing like, can he act? So I mean, there he goes.
He goes.
For me, it's London here. Unless you want to
London over Pitts, you don't want to try to grab 5th round Kyle Pitts and
let's do it. Yeah,
see if he becomes something here.
Yeah, let's do Kyle Pitts and have us break his heart twice in a season in 2 drafts. I'm down. Yeah, either one. I like that because like you said, I don't know. I totally forgot week 17's, but isn't it Tampa Bay, Atlanta, or no?
Atlanta,
no, it's not.
Arizona.
It's Atlanta, Arizona.
Yeah.
Yep.
So we haven't really been thinking about that as we do this draft, which is fine because it's still early in the draft.
That Devontae Adams ADP is funny. He started out 10, rose for a couple days, basically for a week, stayed at like 7.4, and then as he's been going, he's just been steadily dropping over and over and over again. So that's just a funny thing to look at. So the recency bias is hard.
Tough scene for Felix. Tough scene for Felix.
Yeah, I don't know, man. That's
we tried to tell you on the offseason.
We did. I think a lot of people did.
All right. I mean, but if a guy wins you $1 million, you draft him.
Yeah, I would still draft him at ADP, maybe, not 101.
All right, so let's just run over our team real quick. It's Diggs, Amon-Ra, CeeDee Lamb, Chris Godwin, and Kyle Pitts. Like the start, to be honest. We see Kyler and Burrow go in the 4th. 4th round Joe Burrow. So this tells me we need to keep an eye on quarterbacks later, but we're punting quarterback, right? Like, how can you not?
Yeah, we're going to have a very most likely I'm thinking this could be a 3 depending what tier we get our first one in, it might be a 3 QB squad.
Right. Yeah, very fair. My highest scoring team right now, I posted it earlier. I'm not sure if you saw it. I know you had some stuff going on with streams and stuff today. My highest scoring team is a 4 tight end team. So
Huh?
it's a team that I basically built my entire roster. My last 4 picks were tight ends because it's like Noah Fant, Taysom Hill, Gerald Everett, and I don't even remember who the 4th one is, to be completely honest. But I found that interesting that build in particular, it's just shy of 600 points. It's like 598.5, and I don't know, maybe especially a year like this where tight end is so, you either have Travis Kelce and Mark Andrews or you don't for the
Mm-hmm.
most part.
I guess Tyler Conklin.
Right. Somehow that's Tyler Conklin season. So like if you don't have those 2 top guys, it was just punt the position basically is what you wanted to do. RIP body bag. The guy we just drafted, Kyle Pitts, and Waller's just been okay, and I don't
Yeah,
even know if
that
Kittle's done anything.
that Raiders team is just abysmal. Josh McDaniels looks to be a little in over his head. He's
Oh,
just
he's ass. We thought he was ass when he was here as New England fans. Nobody liked Josh McDaniels. Like, I
you
was
mean it
glad
wasn't
that he
Josh
went.
McDaniels making Tom Brady good?
I think
That's
we're learning that it
shocking.
wasn't a lot of people making Tom Brady good.
Wasn't it who wrote was it I thought McDaniels wrote basically the coattails of Peyton Manning and then had that great season when basically Manning put up those stats and then McDaniels basically got the chance or whatever, or maybe it wasn't McDaniels, it was someone.
It
Something
wasn't
I
McDaniels. He's
okay.
a New England guy for a long time. Wasn't It wasn't McDaniel. He was in New England, got the Denver job at like 31 years old or young, and then came back to New England after he got fired from that job. And then he was gonna go as coach the Colts. He actually made an agreement
Yeah, yeah.
to be their head coach and then backed out of it. So that's the Josh McDaniels story for the most part. Feels like this board is already getting slightly gross.
It's
We
been gross
see,
from the beginning, I'm not gonna lie. It's
yeah,
it's
Connor,
tough.
Michael Thomas, Cordero Patterson,
It's
who
like,
were
where's the baseball players' names? Like, why can I not just be stacking two teams numbnessly going through? That's what I said on the Just Eat stream previous that like I've been in the baseball just mindset for the last like 4 or 5 days, and it's just been
Mhm.
baseball and NBA with some dailies. So yeah, seeing this, it's like a foreign language. Like
I'm not a big James Conner guy, but I kind of don't hate him in the 6th round here, to be honest.
I can, yeah, I can go with it. Plus, I'm pretty sure then that's correlation with Pitts.
Yeah, it correlates with Pitts. I think he'll have,
That
they get
offense
Hopkins back.
should get humming. It's like you think to figure maybe they'll do the exact opposite of last year where they were unstoppable for 8 weeks and then just fell off the rails. Maybe they're figuring it out and will turn it on. I don't know, but I still
Yeah.
think that offense is with the talent there. You got to bet on it. And yeah, in the 6th round, basically the 7th,
Hmm.
we'll take it. We'll take it as our RB1, especially in this build.
And there's 2 wide receivers I'm staring at right now that I would love to get here in the 7th. Like,
Which one are you thinking? Because I think I know who you're looking at
I'm
first.
looking at Juju and DJ Moore. I
Okay.
mean,
Yeah, I was liking Juju for sure.
like, I mean, yeah, I mean that's the way. Or McLaurin's not bad either in the
Yeah,
7th.
for me it was Juju or McLaurin, either or. But
All
if
right, we both.
we're betting on offense, it's Chiefs. But I mean, Wentz, that offense looks like they can still put up points. But
While Dotson's out for now, I don't know how long that injury is going to be. So McLaurin might get some more run, more targets in the
yeah,
future. I don't know. Let's go Juju. I mean,
for the brand, you're the
yeah,
guy. You're the one chief every draft. Make sure we get him.
yeah. I mean, how can you not? I mean, it seems to be the tight ends, right? It's Fortson and
Mhm.
it's Noah Gray scoring touchdowns. Who I
Yeah.
actually
So
drafted both of those guys on some best ball mania teams, which
I was just
is
gonna say, there you go. Did you split your exposure to him? So
I did. I had Fortson. I had Noah Gray. I was just doing anything I could to make unique Mahomes teams. So I was grabbing those guys in the 18th round on occasion. Um, yeah, so let's look a little bit more at this ADP right now, and then we'll go back to the board. But we see McLaurin falling to the 7th round, Kareem Hunt's in the 7th. That could be a steal.
uh,
Ramondre's 7th round. Brady is 7th round. I'm just yelling these names out because, again, I'm guessing some of the people that haven't actually done these drafts, it's like sticker shock almost.
Yeah, 100%. And thank you, Eric, in the chat for letting me know. It was Adam Gase. That's who. That's
Yes.
who Peyton Manning made. So yeah, I was. Who did he? And then he went to. Did he go to Miami or did he go to? Or did he go to the Jets? No, he went to the Miami and then he went to. And then the Jets still somehow hired him after that Miami, right? Maybe I'm
Yeah.
just totally crazy.
Yeah, he was doing the little
The eye, yeah, because it was like you really
thing.
thought Gase was the answer after what he just did, yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. Okay.
Yep.
It's bad coaches, they just blend together. So there's like these guys, but
Khalil Herbert going in the 7th round.
how long is Demont out? Is it?
That's a good question. I haven't looked into that injury. I didn't think it was anything. I don't think I can wear this hat on stream again. It just looks like I have like TV static on my head from what I can see. Yeah, so Ramondre and Damian Harris go back to back next to each other. That's fun. That's a lot of fun. I don't know, man. These prices, like Zach Ertz in the 7th, I don't like that too much. I know he's getting targets, but I think that goes down a little bit based on what we were just talking about with Hopkins coming back. This feels like doing your first draft ever, doesn't it? Like when you come in and do these resurrection drafts.
Mm-hmm.
I remember doing this last year. I think I jumped in the one Beimfohr drafted last year. And I remember doing the draft or watching him do the draft. I'm like, it's literally like reading a different language. You've been doing something for 6 months.
Yep.
I knew all the pockets. I knew where everybody was going. You could throw me a name. I could tell you which round they were going in roughly, like within 1 or 2 rounds, like where they were going. And now if you throw a name to me, I'm going to fumble and be like, I maybe here. I don't know. Like,
yeah,
I can tell you where I used to go.
That's literally me right now. Well, I'm just trying to stay, like, I'm looking up things as I'm watching picks go by, trying to understand why they're going in these ranges. And I'm just like, yeah, like you said, I knew all the pockets. I knew where I drafted. I knew like if I'm building a team and get it. But yeah, right now it's just like I don't know anything right now because I have trying to get my cat to stop. Goodness.
All right, so before we're on the clock and a few more picks, we right now have a 0-1-5-1 build. And our team is James Conner, Stephon Diggs, Amon-Ra, CeeDee Lamb, Godwin, Juju, Kyle Pitts. I like the way the team's stacking up. Our wide receivers are nasty.
Yeah. Give me 1 second here. Sorry.
Yep, I'll keep talking. So we see like Cordell Patterson is still on the board. Pollard just goes. Singletary goes before him. Zeke is on the board. Elijah Moore's there. Gerald Everett with a super high ADP.
Everett, yeah. It's basically any tight end that scored has gotten taken, like, or has a high ADP. So
running back starting to get real gross, and I'm famously not a Travis Etienne guy, but this is different. This is end of the 8th round.
Yeah,
I'm not opposed.
I can be talked into it for sure. Yeah, it's not. I mean,
I think there's still some upside there for an 8th rounder.
Yeah, for sure. And it fits exactly our our build, the archetype that we want. So I love it.
And I like that offense overall.
Yep. Again, I don't try and get. I mean, am I a Travis Etienne guy like you? I will say no. Like most likely, I wouldn't. But like in the context of these builds, that's the one thing I've tried in this year is making sure that I'm not just strictly going, oh, not my guy, never taking them. It's like work them in builds that make sense. So yeah.
I might have a sneaky little play for us. I'm going to ask you about it in a second. See if it's something you'd be interested in. But yeah, look at Gerald Everett is even a 9th rounder right now.
Yeah, that's absolutely crazy.
Like why are with what I don't understand.
What are the tight ends left?
Yeah, so this was going to be kind of my point. So we see Freiermuth go in the 9th.
So yeah, apparently Irv Smith is dust what's his name? Tanyan's dust. I mean, all these guys are so they just flipped. I mean, who's to say that in 4 weeks, if this contest kept going, that they are the ones that score in that 4 week span? So,
I think there's a small edge here. We'll talk about it in a second. Just in this draft, in like these drafts in general, if this is what's going on. What are your thoughts? Everett goes like, so we're going to talk about this in a second. What are your thoughts on grabbing Dak Prescott here?
I like it.
We get a good quarterback in the
And
ninth
that's
round.
yeah.
By the time this starts, he should be back. I think, or he'll be close to it.
Yep.
He's not
We
going to
don't
be out all year.
Yep.
We have CeeDee Lamb, so we get that stack. Like, I took him because I just think it makes sense in the context of where we're grabbing him. I
love
don't
it.
I don't
That's what I
hate it.
would yeah, I try and lock up my always thought was, I mean, obviously not, but like I like getting that QB with that stud wideout. Now we just need Dak to basically throw the ball to CD.
Right.
That would
All
be
right.
preferred.
Let's talk about this tight end thing because it feels like more tight ends are going. Like look at all this blue between rounds. Obviously, we have the two that go in the first round, but then from rounds 5 to 9, look at how many tight ends are off the board here. This wasn't happening in regular drafts, and tight ends suck.
Yeah, they're trying to basically chase the points of Kelsey and Andrews right now.
Yeah.
And it's just it's not. And I guess we kind of did it, but we took a player that was being drafted in these or at some point in the late second, and we took him as basically like a falling knife kind of deal. So
Right.
that's how we're not chasing these tight ends that were previously 140, 160 in ADP all the way up these boards. Like this is absolutely nuts.
I mean, at this point, if I didn't have Kyle Pitts, I'd be like, we're punting tight end until
Oh yeah,
the
we're
absolute
doing
end.
the last two,
Yeah.
3 rounds with tight
Yeah.
ends. I would be totally on board with that. Yeah.
Yeah, that would be the way I would play this. I wasn't. I mean, I was planning on doing something similar with quarterback. Maybe not the very end of the draft. It's just, I think Dak in the ninth is great value in terms of when this he should be back week 6, 7, something like that. We get him for the majority of this tournament, and he has high upside.
Yep.
Kyle Pitts, we got in the 5th or 6th round, and he has, as we all know, people still think he has, the ability to be a first or second round pick next year. Like he has the ability. Will he be is the other question. So the Kyle Pitts pick makes a ton of sense to me because we're getting value on him. If he goes out and scores a touchdown this week, he shoots up the board. It's like, oh yeah, he can still score touchdowns.
Yep.
Right.
Yep. That's it's kind of like the recency bias you see it now play out within an ADP range of this, and then the recency bias that I've seen in these dailies is just it's hilarious. Like it's just.
So
this tight end thing is just really throwing me for a loop because I mean, if you scroll up for a second and just get, I mean, Higbee was what, a 160?
Yeah, he was usually like around 14 or
Ertz
something.
was 110, something like that, 120.
Yeah.
Maybe he got a little, maybe it was like the 100s, maybe it was somewhere around there. Then Njoku was like what, 160. Everett was around there.
Yep.
Freiermuth was a little like before that. He was like
115, somewhere in that ballpark.
Goddard moved up. Kittle is, I guess, a little bit of a value there, maybe in the 6th.
Yeah, he's he's a round behind.
But then we got 2 more tight ends up there. Who's up there? So I guess
Waller.
us and Pitts, Waller. So but it's these tight ends in the middle round that just.
Yeah, I would never like. Higbee was one of my favorite picks in general, and the offseason drafts
in the 16th or
right,
in the 15th, 16th, in that area. I'm trying to figure out.
I'm not drafting him in the 8th round. I'm not a Thielen guy, but it's Thielen 10 out of 10 times for me over Tyler Higbee. It's Michael Gallup for me. Yeah. Singletary, like I'm taking Zeke over Tyler Higbee. Just throwing names out around him.
Anyone, literally, around any of these. Yeah.
Any of these guys I'm taking before him.
One name that I will, you know what?
Duvernay in the 10th
just in
round.
case. I'm just going to put this in here. But that's one name that's interesting in this contest specifically, and I wanted to check out his ADP. But just in case someone's watching and just loves the little stream snipe, I don't want to give that away. But
I like Edmonds here, to be perfectly honest. 10th round, Chase Edmonds.
I can do it.
RB.
Let's do it. And there, I mean, regardless of the Mostert or Raheem, like Mostert stuff, I think the drop off there might be we need to snatch.
I'd be in on Gibson, but his snap share is starting to go down. So I
And
don't know.
Robinson's coming back. So what? That's
Yeah.
where's Robinson? Where's Brian Robinson going? Oh, he went actually one pick ahead.
Oh,
Okay,
did he? I
never
didn't
mind.
even notice that. Yeah.
Yeah,
So that's
yeah.
Badge Bro took him. So Badge Bros are on this. Um, so yeah, I like Edmonds. Like he's fine. He 10th, 11th round. You're getting Chase Edmonds, who still is scoring touchdowns. He's still getting work.
Yeah, he's
So
doing it. He's being very efficient in his touches. That's for sure. So, and he's been better than week one. But
yeah. Um, so where do we want to go in the 11th round? So this is kind of my point. Like you could have punt
um, what are the wide
Stafford's
receivers
in the 11th.
looking like? Or
I'm
yeah, I
not.
guess that's so that Stafford thing could line up for what I was potentially said to you if he
Mhm.
goes there. So that's just an interesting thing. If
Gino
again,
goes before. I don't know. I think this guy might just not know what he's doing. Like this, we're gonna look at this guy's team in a second. He takes Geno Smith.
do you think we take Staff here? I think we do. Um,
He's way past ADP.
and I think with what we might be pulling off later, if that
Yeah,
happens, it might be a good little.
yeah. I'm with it.
Like I get that he hasn't been Stafford, but like we're making a bet on the Super Bowl champions that McVay can figure out this and offense. You know what I
And
mean?
I'm sure they will. And they're
Yeah,
still gonna have good
exactly. Yep.
games.
Yeah, and we're
Uh,
not. Yeah,
uh,
and we got Prescott and Stafford, so it's not like
yeah.
Yeah, that's a great
For the
team.
way the quarterback run went, I think that's really good for us. I kind of want to look at this Zenfi guy's team. He drafted from the one. He takes Cup, Waddle, Christian Kirk, Amari Cooper, which all seems relatively fine. Clyde Edwards at 5, TJ Hawkinson, Melvin Gordon at 7. I mean, I wouldn't, but I get it. I guess he wasn't doing anything too crazy until Geno Smith at in the 10th round. Geno in the 10th is something, especially when you don't have DK or even Tyler Lockett. Um, just an
Yeah,
interesting.
that's why it could just be like people just coming in here and seeing like they don't really know. You're
I
getting
mean,
you're
he's been fine. Like Geno's been fine
Yeah,
as a
but
quarterback.
with no stat, you know what I mean? That's
Yeah,
the thing. Like you just pointed out that team like eh.
I wonder if he's just setting up Disley later or something like that. Noah Fant, but he has Penny as well. Like I don't want to put all my eggs in the Seattle offense. Would be my counter to whatever the
They're
hell
just gonna
he's
go
doing.
full Pete Carroll down the stretch here and just turn it from uh
Hmm.
just run it. They'll be like, oh wait, whoa. I drank the Kool-Aid for a bit. Now we're gonna run the ball, run the ball, run the ball.
Kirk
They've been
Cousins, Carson Wentz in the 11th. Cousins makes sense. Wentz is.
Yeah, does
Wentz
that
feels like
Cousins
a
does he
panic.
have Adam Thielen or anyone with him? Irv Smith, maybe?
This Kevin guy,
Yeah.
nope, none of them.
I don't know. I don't get me wrong, but it's just me from not stacking. It's going to be a running quarterback or someone that can get there in the ground. Because I mean,
These might be
most likely,
panic moves. Like we might have made people panic by
that's
taking
very
Stafford.
true. That's very true. You get the people. Yep.
Yeah, so that's probably
I
what
mean,
it is.
there's not even like a full red badge in here, so there's only
Right.
three grays and then just non-badge. So
I remember these people weren't jumping in with us. There was only 1 or 2 spots open when we
that's very
actually.
true. Yes, sir.
So, thanks, Rodney. Rodney says he just came in to like, comment, subscribe, and then play back later. Thanks. We appreciate you
Appreciate
jumping
you.
in. So, yeah, I just find these drafts fascinating, and I think I'm not going to do a ton of them this year, but next year, there might be a massive edge in this tournament.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be like really when it drops. You know what I mean? Because like I don't I don't know if did the ADP come in stale, like kind of how it was, or did they have a kind of like a fresh ADP when it came out? I don't know.
I'm not 100% on that, but when I see Matt Collins going in the 12th round because people are overreacting to this Hunter Renfro injury, like it doesn't matter when you draft, you're getting edges.
Yeah, that's very true. Very true.
You know what
And
I mean?
speaking
Like
of Hunter Renfro, how long is he out? I didn't know it was that long.
I mean, I don't think he's out. It was a concussion, right? So we have this big tight end run, and Dawson Knox is still on board. He just goes, but that stuff weirds me out. I don't like it, but we could get real silly and get our third quarterback right here.
Yeah, I like that.
mean,
I mean,
I
I don't.
mean,
Okay, I don't like the player, and I don't.
right,
I legitimately hate him.
right.
But
Again, I
again,
as do I.
we're picking a chess piece at a game here to win money. So you know what? If he's there, I'm going to take him. So
I had one season where, like, right after the Adrian Peterson stuff, I'm like, I'm not drafting this guy, and
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
like, you know what? If they're gonna allow him to play, I shouldn't allow myself to not make money based off of him. Like, I
That's
can
a
condemn
great
him,
point.
but I can still, just do what I have to do to make money here. So that's kind of the way I look at it. So even with taking 3 quarterbacks, there's some stuff I still like on this board to add to our running back and wide receivers. We see Julio on board. We see Daryl Henderson. I still like MVS. I know 13th round MVS. You know, consider me Antonio Brown in a swimming pool at that point.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Um, that just reminded me of a tweet that said I need to find it now. Yeah, it was hilarious. But yeah, that was a. Did you see his statement saying that like all that like he was basically what you didn't see what happened before that? No, that's anyway. We can
No,
draft
we
our
don't need to
players.
see what happened before that. We saw enough already.
Yeah. What are you thinking here?
For me, it's between MVS and Daryl Henderson. So whichever you like. We have Stafford, so that's kind of like a
Ooh,
unique stack with Henderson.
maybe do Hendo, and then at this point, like how many more running backs do we even want to do?
Right. I mean, because we get Connor, ETN, Edmonds, Henderson. We have 3. We probably want one more running back, maybe later, but we're only going to do 2 tight ends with Kyle Pitts.
It was Robert Griffin III tweeted, "AB showed more D than the Lions and Seahawks did today."
Yes, I did see that.
Yeah, yeah, that was so funny. It's like the comments in there. Twitter's hilarious. Twitter's so funny just to go into the comments.
So let's go over our team real quick because our team is getting a little bit unique here, based on the way we draft a quarterback and stuff. Like, is this not the way I thought we were going to do it? But I
Mm-mm.
really like it. We go Prescott, Stafford, Deshaun Watson, James Conner, Travis Etienne, Chase Edmonds, Daryl Henderson. Henderson's a stack right now with Stafford. We have Diggs, Amon-Ra, CD, Godwin, Juju, Kyle Pitts. There's nobody on this team that I dislike, especially where we drafted them.
Mm-hmm.
Again, we're neither of us are Travis Etienne guys. We got him in the 8th round, I think it was, pick 94.
Yes.
So to me, that's a whole different conversation than when Travis Etienne's a 3rd round pick. Like, it's completely different. Chase Edmonds, we got at pick 118. Daryl Henderson, still not moving up boards, even though we see that his usage is pretty good over there with the Rams. So for him to not be moving up too much in drafts is kind of strange. But then you see the tight ends going. You see Mo Alley Cox go in the 13th round. You see Taysom Hill go in the 13th round. I kind of get that a little more, but Mo Alley Cox, 13th round? Like, there's an edge here, ladies and gentlemen. Maybe we got a good draft. Kenny Pickett goes in the 13th round.
Yeah, I'm interested to see like if this is just an outlier draft or if this is just how drafts go.
Right. If this is how drafts go, then God, I was trying to take like a break from some best ball content, like
Uh-huh.
in terms of drafting. But boy, we might have to fire some of these up. And I was considering doing at least one of the big dogs. They got a big dog
Yeah, I don't even.
resurrection.
I'm assuming people are waiting for information, but at one point that didn't have any entries in it.
I
Oh,
just
yeah,
checked before.
one entrance.
Yeah, there was 2 right before we started, but I'm gonna talk to Eric. Maybe we stream one together on that big dog. But I don't think those drafts are gonna go like this. So if we do a big dog
Yeah,
because of who's gonna be
You're gonna have sharper
drafted,
people. Yeah, you're gonna
right,
have badges. So
right. So I think, but I still think people will be thrown, right? Like, it's going to have to be people that are in these streets, and maybe we'll be the biggest fish in there because we're not drafting a ton. But I still think that if you follow your basic cores, you can draft a decent team. It's just like going to a poker game. As long as you follow your decent core of your game, if it's a good game, you're going to be okay. You might lose, but at least you can hold your own. So yeah, like it's just this draft in particular. I don't remember the one I did being this crazy. Like this feels crazy. Like this tight end stuff is blowing my mind.
What's the top tight end on the board? Like that guy has 3 tight ends already.
Logan
Jeez.
Thomas is still there. Mike Gesicki. I mean, I
Oh
don't hate
yeah. Ooh,
Cole Kmet.
love
I
it.
mean, they suck, but
Cole
I don't.
Kmet, man, he was like going in the 120s,
Right.
115s at one point. Oh, goodness gracious.
Yeah.
I
So I
mean,
still
when you
think.
don't have a quarterback that knows, or when they want to have more rushing attempts, basically, than like actual like completions, that's what you're going to get. So,
Yeah.
man, shout out you. You were just reading those tea leaves, and you're just like, yeah, no Bears, guys, no Bears, not doing any Bears, no Bears, no Bears. The amount of times I heard that, I was just like, okay, put a thumb in the jar for no Bears and one Chief every draft. But you nailed that. That was shout out you there.
I mean,
Because I got sucked into the Mooney stuff, and I mean, I do have Herbert, so I mean, you do get
yeah,
reasonable weeks
that
from
was
Herbert, but
the bear I was drafting was Herbert late
yep,
because you might get some value out of him. But yeah, in terms of like the passing game, okay, I have to take MVS here because
go for it.
he's 24 picks past ADP.
Yep.
Um, even though we have Juju, whatever,
Nah,
it doesn't matter.
it does not.
Um, yeah, I have to take Juju there. It is. I mean, I have to take MVS there. It is brand pick all the way. So right now we are 3, 4, 6, 1. I'm not in any rush to take a tight end here in the 15th round. I'm fine with
Neither am I.
punting a little bit with Pitts. I just want to see what there are for running backs. So Boone just goes in the 14th. He's somebody I was
Interesting.
just about to bring up. But we see Jerick McKinnon, we see James Cook, Kenneth Gainwell, who I still think is.
Yeah,
I
that's
mean, that's
Cook
kind
and
of.
Gainwell are really interesting there.
I really like Gainwell
I
here.
like Gainwell too.
Um,
I think we do Gainwell, and then basically we're kind of set at running back.
yeah, I would say that would probably be the end of our running backs. I just want to look at the wide receivers before we press draft. We're looking at like Julio, Russell Gage, Kadarius Toney, Dortch, which I think I'm not drafting him just based on what the offense is going to be doing. Robbie Anderson, Nico Collins. I think Kenneth Gainwell is definitely the pick here.
Love it.
So we take him. I mean, Miles Sanders is getting the run there, but I think Sanders goes down. We know Gainwell is going to get the majority of the work. And I still think there's a chance that Gainwell takes over the backfield by the end of the year. I'm not going to rule that completely out.
Yeah, I know. I mean, they still, for whatever it's worth, they use Boston Scott a little bit, but yeah, no, with our running back position, he's bound to give you that spike week. You know what I mean? That's exactly what we need from a running back in the 15th round. And I would draft Gainwell before Latavius Murray, IMO. So that's just
Right. Yeah.
did he? So
It's
he
easy.
drafted Boone and Murray.
Oh, he did.
Oh
Yeah.
wow!
Took
Is this the
Boone
Geno
and
Smith guy?
yeah, this is the Geno Smith guy. But remember, the rest of his team seemed relatively normal.
Goodness. Okay.
Um,
Just recency bias hitting hard.
although he went 3 quarterbacks in 4 rounds, we might have done the same thing. We did. We went 3 quarterbacks in 4 rounds too. But our 3 quarterbacks are Dak Prescott, Matt Stafford, and Deshaun Watson. His are
Versus
Geno Smith, Zach Wilson, Jimmy Garoppolo.
Yeah, take that 3v3, and I'll take our quarterbacks every single time.
Yeah, and ours was a round earlier, so ours was 9, 11, 12. His was 10, 12, 13.
Yeah, we got a discount on all of our quarterbacks compared to where they were. He just paid the premium technically where they just were. Yeah, that's funny.
Yeah, so I'll take that 3v3 all day, every day.
You're gonna get a strongly written negative Spotify review being like, "Yo, so I was the guy drafting this team."
I was Z Fenley, and I drafted poorly.
Yeah, and I approve this message. So
we'll see if he comes and just leaves us a negative review. beware of Bartleby the cat if you guys start releasing some actual podcast. I'm not sure if you guys are doing that with the Badge Bros. I've only seen the streams, but Bartleby the cat on iTunes will go to every fantasy football podcast and leave a 1 or 2 star review.
And then what? You're just stuck with it. You're just like,
oh yeah, you're stuck with it. It's just there, and it's
man.
not even like it, he did it on Spike Week. He did it on I think he did it on Overzets. I saw like yeah, he did it on the ship chasing one as well.
It's not hilarious. That's just like it's that what people will go. That's what they find. All right, guys, just got done with work and I crack open a cold one and lay some negative reviews.
Yeah. Coach Leaves Couches here. He says, "What's up, fellas? How's it going, man? Thanks for joining us. We're towards the tail end of a resurrection draft right now, just kind of talking through it. It's been a real eye-opening experience for us. Been very different than we expected. So it's been fun. I think we have like a solid ass team. We'll go over it after our next two. Oh, we'll go over it at the end. We only have 3 picks left. But yeah, things are looking there's not a pick on this team that I don't like in terms of what we have going on with it. So I think we kind of hit on the thing you sent me in chat, and these next 2 picks would be something where you need to look at.
Yep, that's what I was thinking too. So
yeah,
that would probably be our next one, and then we would with 3 rounds left, so probably hit him and then 2 tight ends. Are you thinking 2, or are you thinking 1 with Pitts?
I think 1 with Pitts.
Okay,
the other thing I would
fine.
like to do, if we can, I have to see if he's been drafted, but
Are you looking
everything
for a
is
stack with Deshaun?
Yeah, I think maybe we can grab.
Are you looking for Peoples Jones or
That's
someone?
what I'm thinking, but we'll have to see if he's even there. Actually, since we said it, let's look.
Yeah, he's still there.
You know, famous last words here, but we'll cue him up.
I think him before the other one.
All right.
Or yeah, definitely him before the other one. Watch
right.
the other one go.
Yeah, we'll see if we can get the other guy, another wide receiver, and then we'll just punt our last pick at tight end and see what's there.
Z Finley is just going to come and just say he's going to ruin it.
Yep, he's coming with his 3.642 build right now. He's going to come in and just absolutely demolish what we want to do here. The Sky Moore has fallen. Average ADP of 185 right now. Available in the 17th round, which is crazy.
All right, so he doesn't do that. That's fun. Wow, resurrection drafts, and I'm sweating this pick. Don't even know why. He wasn't even near it. I love it.
So we get Odell in case we get the Stafford. So that was who we were talking about. We get Odell for the Stafford stack in case he signs back with the Rams, which is especially with what's going on with Allen Robinson.
Yeah, and the reports are they basically still have a locker room basically for Odell. I mean, believe what they say, but yeah, they want Odell. They want Odell back. So
he's been in a lot of the Saints games too, I believe.
Yeah, and he also liked something on Twitter, and then there's reports now that he's been talking with the Giants and stuff like that. So it
just seems, I don't know why he would come back and play for a non-contender.
That's exactly my. I mean, I really see him coming back to the Rams. I don't know.
The Rams is what makes the most sense.
Yeah,
it's just you're coming off that injury. You know the offense. You have a rapport with the quarterback at this point already. The head coach is saying we want him back on national TV. You know, like so. I think it's going to be the Rams. I'm guessing he's with the Saints because he's just friends with Landry. So, like, he's just going to those games and just hanging out with Jarvis Landry for the most part. You know, that's what it seems like.
Mm-hmm. That's a good point right there.
But that's where I'm at with that. So I'm going to be Team Odell to the Rams. So as far as tight ends, we see some guys that I'm still fine with if once it gets back to us as a second tight end. There's plenty of decent names on here to take.
Mm-hmm.
And with as many of that have gone off the board already, we see guys with, the guy drafting right now has 3 tight ends, then it's 2, 2, 2, Like everybody has at least 2. A lot of guys have 3 tight ends already. Although we kind of like laughed at them, I think the build strategy, if you're not taking one of the top 3 tight ends, is to go 3 to 4 tight ends. I just wouldn't have done it the way they're doing it. Is my point. It would have been real punty, like 15th round on, or one in a double digit round, and then the last 3 picks were going to all be tight ends if I did a 4 tight end build.
Totally in lockstep with you there.
Yeah.
No, we're gonna waste middle round picks on some mediocre tight ends that may or may not score 0 or 10 fantasy points. No, everyone's gonna be TJ Hawkinson from now on, actually. So everyone's gonna set a new fantasy record, basically.
Right. I think the only thing I would have liked to do different on this team, just knowing what we have on our team right now, is I remember we were deciding if we wanted Juju or Terry McLaurin. If I could go back and change that, I would, just based on having the Deshaun Watson stack, and we got MVS so late. It's a good problem, though.
If there's any team to have, basically, and that's a good. It's Coach Leaves' couch up there. Touches on Shakir, which was immediately my thing. If you want to type him in, just see if he got drafted or if even going, because that's immediately what I was touching on earlier. So he's 213. So that's what I was touching on earlier with Crowder going with a broken ankle is Shakir. So that's a great call. I like that.
Yeah, Eric, I think Eric says he's waiting until late season sign with whoever has good record. It's that and the injury. There's no need to sign until he's ready to play either. Right. Yep. So like it is that, but it's also, why would you sign anywhere?
So what are you thinking here for tight end?
So we're looking at, I mean, at this point, I'm fine with Kmet. Like, that offense sucks. Cameron Brate's fine to me. They clearly are going to him.
Yeah, I can go Kmet.
And Juwan Johnson. I mean, Kmet as our second. He's an 18th round pick now. He's not, again.
Yeah. Or take he was a guy going literally near pick 110 at some point. So
right. So we'll let this finish out. We'll go over our team and we'll get out of here. I have so many shows to do tonight. Freaking October, man. October is wild.
I feel that. Yep. That'll go hand in hand with your
yeah
other little profession you got going on.
Yeah, lots of ghost stuff that happens in October.
You mean Christmas isn't popping?
All right, so this is all drafts. Where do I? It's like I don't know what I'm doing anymore. How do I look at what I want to
look? You go to drafts and then completed.
Yeah. What am I doing? Why am I doing this so weird?
And then you have to click back. So you have to click that back button right there.
Wow.
There you go.
There it is. No, it's not. Where is it?
It should be right there. Yeah. Maybe just refresh.
All right, let's refresh. But I should at least see my other team, right?
Yeah, it should be there. I don't know what's going on.
It just lets me see my exposure. Why can't I see my teams? Interesting.
All right.
Well, that's weird. I don't understand what's going on here. Yeah, so I guess you can only see my exposure to players, and somehow I have taken the Deshaun Watson. Yeah, R.I.P. to Javonte Williams. That's quite sad. Let me just go back and we'll refresh from the beginning of the screen and see if that helps at all, because I would like to do our team here. Yeah, this is so weird. Why can't you see lineups? Like before, it used to be right here. You would see.
Yeah, I can see my lineups for my dailies and everything. It's at the bottom. It's at the bottom of it.
Oh, wow. Okay, that's different, right? That was never like that before.
Yeah. I think it might have to do with maybe the overlay. I'm not sure.
Oh yeah, because this
maybe I'm not just because we both have it. It's doing it for both of us, but I don't know.
That's probably what it is. So at quarterback, we have Dak Prescott, Matt Stafford, Deshaun Watson. Running back is Connor, Etienne, Chase Edmonds, Darrell Henderson, Kenneth Gainwell. Don't hate the running back room, especially where we drafted these guys. That's what's important, right? We got Etienne at pick 94, Chase Edmonds at pick 118. Darrell Henderson at 147. We got value on all our running backs. The only guy we reached on was Kenneth Gainwell, and that was 5 picks above ADP. So we'll take that all day.
Yes,
Wide
sir.
receivers, Stephon Diggs, Amon-Ra, CeeDee Lamb, Chris Godwin, Juju, MVS, Donovan Peoples-Jones, and Odell Beckham. Again, love the wide receiver room. There's not a guy that I'm looking at and like, I wish I didn't have him.
Mm-hmm.
And then Kyle Pitts and Cole Kmet, which is
Love
fine.
it.
Huge upside with Pitts. This team is a lot of fun, I think.
I like it. Yeah, we're taking on that 100K.
Detroit's playing Chicago week 17, right?
Yes, sir.
So
yes, I'm fairly certain.
Cole Kmet is going, was a great bring back for Amon-Ra St. Brown for week 17. So we weren't really thinking about that too much as we drafted this team. I think we were just more so looking at value, which I'm more than fine with.
Yep.
We're going to be getting out of here. Do you guys want to see something fun before we go, though? I have a shirt design if people want to see it. Do you want to see it? It's a fun shirt.
Yeah.
Anyways, never mind. Well, I don't know how to pull it up quick enough, and I think we both need to get out of here. So next stream, I'll show it.
Sounds good, man.
All right. Well, everybody, thank you for joining us for this draft.
Yeah, a lot of fun.
Yeah, I kind of want to do 1 or 2 more of these on stream. I think it was a lot of fun. Learned a lot. Real interested to see how these are going.
Yeah.
So until next time, Numi, thanks for joining us. We will catch you later.